Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another video. David here, and today is the big day because Shin Megami Tensei V reviews are currently dropping right now on Metacritic. Beware, this is only the reviews for media outlets, so all your favorite content creators will upload their review later next week. This is only for medias. Quick disclaimer, this video won't contain any type of spoilers for SMT V. This will be edited, and if I include some spoilers, that's gonna be fully taken out of the video once it goes live. So you guys watching, no need to worry, this is spoilers free. So let's look at the reviews for Shin Megami Tensei V because they look interesting and they look good. So let's look at them. Alright, so as of the time of recording this video, Shin Megami Tensei V is sitting at an 87 on Metacritic, which is extremely good for the series, already the 14th best Switch game of 2021 in terms of ranking. Now the thing is, 29 positives, 2 mixed, and the mixed really lowered the score. So we have 100 from Siliconera. I do have the page up right there, so we're gonna give them a watch. IGN with the, of course, amazing Persona comparisons as always, so we're gonna watch that as well. We're gonna look at the review as well, see what they have to say. And then we have Nintendo Life, 90, Noisy Pixel, 90, Hobby Consoles, 90, Games.ch, 87, Twinfinite, 80, Gamer Heroes is the first one at a 70, being the lowest one for me that I've found yet. We got this covered with 70. So, oh my god. Yeah, the first line seems interesting, so we're also gonna watch. We're also gonna look at that. So this is how it's looking for now. We have 31 reviews, so I think we should probably get some more, but let's look at the reviews that are already up, and then we'll refresh and we'll see if there is some new reviews as well that we should look at. So Siliconera is here with the 100, the perfect score. Article by Jenny Lada. So let's watch, let's see what they have to say. Despite the Megami Tensei series being over 30 years old now, its spin-off has garnered the most attention worldwide, Persona. Obviously, we're going to talk a lot Persona. Like reviewers, they must mention Persona at all times. So this is going to be frequent in this video. I'm already telling you guys. Persona outshines the series that spawned it, but that could be about to change. Persona 3 made its sub-series popular, and I suspect Shin Megami Tensei V could be the installment that does the same thing for main branch. That is an extremely good point, and that is something that I've been saying for a long time. Now, I didn't use Persona 3, because Persona 3, while it did make Persona a little bit more popular, it still wasn't as big of a success as Persona 1. P5 is really where the series blew up. So I did say Persona 5, Shin Megami Tensei 5 is going to be the Persona 5 of SMT. Persona 5 made Persona blew up. SMT 5 will make SMT blow up. I'm pretty confident, especially with those reviews at this point. So here's the general consensus for the review. The ambitions of God and humans clash amidst the horror of a dying world. Neither humans nor demons, the newly forged Nahobino and his friends must decide what is worth saving and prepare to sacrifice everything in its name. In a world without its creator, which path will you choose? Shin Megami Tensei V could do for the mainline series what Persona 3, I'd correct that for 5, did for Persona, but I get where he or she is coming from. It's an incredible and memorable JRPG, 10 out of 10. Dumping all of your bonus stats into magic is a good way to become overpowered. Or physical, but I recommend magic, okay? I love how Atlas handled Amanozako, little fairy that follows you around at times. And 100% agree that she feels like SMT3 Nocturne's Pixie did, though I did say she's even more charming. So, great review overall, perfect score, first perfect score. Let's refresh, let's see if we have some more. Yeah, this is still the first perfect score. Now this is positive. Let's look at some negative real quick. So this is IGN. IGN is known for their interesting takes on games. Their score is pretty good. IGN, we'll see that later. Let's look at what they have to say. Shin Megami Tensei V review, written by Leanna Hoffer. Shin Megami Tensei V feels like the edgier, less sociable, younger brother of Persona 5, even though Persona began as a spin-off of the series. Both branches of the family share much of their cast of highly customizable demons like mythological Pokemon you smash together to make even more powerful ones. They have similar, excellent turn-based combat system that encourage you to fish for your opponent weaknesses and make smart use of every resource available to you. What's missing from the Persona formula here is a lot of its heart, but Shin Megami Tensei V still rises to succeed in most other ways. So this is really strange. I mean, their introduction is Persona 5 once again. This was to be expected, and to be honest, this is a great way for them to have clicks. So I cannot blame them. They're going for the bread. Typical IGN. Why we can't be friends? Let's see. The other area where Shin Megami Tensei V consistently fell short for me was the writing. It takes upwards of 20 hours to find any personal motivation beyond survival and figuring out what's going on, and the companion characters are also very underdeveloped. You don't get to spend enough time with most of them. Oh my god, I know where they're going with this. For one thing, since they don't usually join you in battle or even have their own side stories, you run into them for a few minutes during cutscenes after many hours of adventuring, and none of them seem to have in-depth backgrounds or even much of a character arc. They exist mostly as decorations on a story that cares more about big concepts than people. Yeah, I mean, we're getting at a point where SMT being a series that is attached to Persona, if you don't have social links, this is a negative. This is it. This is what I'm reading. And to me, this is a problem. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. I am playing Shin Megami Tensei V right now. I can't agree with this. I cannot explain why, but no. Let's move on from this article, but don't worry, y'all. This is a no. Let's just close that real quick. All the links to the articles that are featured in this video will be in the descriptions below as well, guys. So if you want to check them out once we're done with this video, make sure to do so. And if you like the video, quick thumbs up really helps. I have a lot of SMT V content coming, including a review. Subscribe if you're new as well, and if you want more content on anything Atlas, Shin Megami Tensei, Persona. But let's keep looking. We're still at 31 reviews, Metacritic. Yes, we are still at 31 reviews. I did open another one here that I wanted to talk about. This one is from We Got This Covered. So let's see what they have for us. The game I'm about to review is in fact not Persona. All the reviewers have Persona in the title. God! Okay, still, that won't stop me from comparing it to the Persona series here and there because it's my only frame of reference for a Shin Megami Tensei title. Great, so this review is from the eyes of a Persona fan that has never played mainline. I'm interested. Let's read some more. Persona 5 Royal is one of my favorite games in recent years, so it was hard not to let that color my expectations for Shin Megami Tensei V. Whereas Persona 5 is dripping with style and filled to the brim with a rich story, Shin Megami Tensei V is much more sober and subdued. Its tone is darker, and absent are the fun of cast of characters to uplift the mood. Instead, your ragtag team of high school students fights a holy war to protect our world and everything they hold dear. While Persona 5 certainly deals with some dark and difficult topics, it remains lighthearted through its life sim dating sim mechanics. With the absence of a lot of this gameplay, the stakes feel much higher in SMT 5. So at least he's understanding that it's different and that it's okay. He's looking at Shin Megami Tensei V, knowing that they don't have those mechanics in the game, and it's not an instant negative, just like IGN. So, not like IGN. This difference in tone is reflected in the sheer amount of combat there is. SMT 5 is so much more combat heavy, almost to a fault. You're nearly immediately tossed into the netherworld, ready to start fighting demons at a moment's notice. I appreciate that Shin Megami Tensei V isn't trying to hold my hand every step of the way or explaining mechanics over and over, but it is a little jarring how little exposition there really is. I spent my first 10 hours of the game fighting demons after demons, slowly grinding my way to the next level to fight ever stronger enemies. Quick disclaimer on my hand, there's a lot of difficulty options for Shin Megami Tensei V. There's an easy, a normal, and a hard mode, and there's also a safety mode, which is even easier than easy. So if you don't want any difficulty in the games, which I think you should all play on normal, but if you want to experience the game without the gameplay, just safety, I think will have you covered. So don't worry about the difficulty. This is an interesting article. Let's keep going. Almost all of the gameplay could be described the same way. While I don't mind grind heavy games, I wish these long stretches of combat were broken up with different gameplay or story beats. There are a few side quests here and there, but most of my motivation for progression comes from simply reaching the next level, over and over again. Again, I can't say much. I can't agree with this. I mean, from what we've seen, there's a lot of side quests, there's a lot of side content that you can go through, plus if you have a minimum of skills with JRPGs, whether it's Megaton, Persona, or anything else, I think you should be good playing on normal. Grinding isn't necessary, on normal at least. Unfortunately, one of my biggest issues with Shin Megami Tensei V isn't even with the game itself, but the console it runs on. The in-game performance could be so much better, and I'm not typically very sensitive to frame rate issues. The screen transitions and some cutscenes get really choppy, and the game just doesn't look as good as I know it has the potential to. Honestly, it could pass for a PlayStation 3 game. That's not something I can actually fault the game for, but I do think it would have been more enjoyable experience on any other platforms. I love the Nintendo Switch and I love playing games in handheld mode, but it's a shame that it can't compete with the performance of other consoles of this generation. So this is just a strike against the console. As he says, I don't really understand why he felt the need to mention this in his review, but he mentions frame rate issues. I'm typically not someone who's sensitive to frame rate issues either. The way that this is phrased makes it seem even worse than it really is, and I'm not trying to defend the game or anything, but you guys have a lot of gameplay footage online, and today there's going to be even more, so please go ahead and check the gameplay for yourself and see if it's worse. It's not even comparable to Nocturne HD, far from it. It's running way better, and it is one of the best looking games on the Nintendo Switch. Yes, it's not looking like Last of Us Part 2, but it's running on a Switch which has early Xbox One specs. So yeah, regardless of these issues, I generally enjoyed my time with Shin Megami Tensei V, although I could really only handle playing for a short period of time before I got bored of grinding and hearing the same exact song over and over as I fought the same enemies for the 100th times. Don't get me wrong, it's a solid JRPG that explores some really neat ideas, but ultimately it doesn't do enough for me. Fans of the series will find a lot to love in Shin Megami Tensei V, but if you're looking for the next Persona 5, look elsewhere. Okay, well, overall, I think this is a well-written article. I can't go against his opinions. I disagree with a lot of the opinions that are mentioned in this video, in this article, but very well-written article overall, and again, a lot of Persona comparisons, but that was to be expected. I want to read another one before we end this thing. So we have 31 reviews, still at 87. We have a new perfect score from Gaming Age, so let's watch that. Let's see what they have to show us. Shin Megami Tensei V is the newest dungeon crawling RPG from Atlus, and much like its predecessors, it's an oftentimes difficult yet rewarding experience to work your way through. And while there are some new bells and whistles with this entry, there are no huge changes that are going to turn away the growing fanbase for a series that is the origin point of Atlus' successful Shin Megami universe of game. Shin Megami, that's something that you don't hear too often. I think this may be a newcomer to the series as well. Granted, if you find yourself to be more of a Persona fan, that may not be what you want to hear, but even I think Persona fans will find plenty to like about Shin Megami Tensei V. All in all, I've absolutely enjoyed my time spent with Shin Megami Tensei V. If you're looking for a good meaty RPG to sink your teeth into this holiday season, it definitely fits the bill. The small additions made to the Shin Megami formula this sounds weird. Work out really well here, and the game doesn't feel hindered on Switch hardware. It's nice to see the series leap away from a handheld platform and back to a mainline console release, and hopefully this will draw more attention to Shin Megami Tensei as a whole. So yeah, definitely consider checking this out when it drops on November 12th. I don't think you will be disappointed. 10 out of 10. So overall, guys, I'm extremely happy with this. 87. Let's look at the other scores now. Let's look at the other games in the series and let's see how it compares in terms of review scores. Only mainline. This is only mainline. Redux, 80. I don't want Persona. 87 for Apocalypse. 83 for Shin Megami Tensei 4. 84 for Desu 2 Record Breaker. 80 for Vanilla Strange Journey. 82 for Nocturne. Overclocked at a 78, that's surprising. 74 for Soul Hackers, 84 for Devil Survivor, a 79 for Devil Survivor 2, Digital Devil Saga at 78, Digital Devil Saga 2 at 82, Raiden 2 at 79, Raiden 1 at 74, Shin Megami Tensei V at 87, yes sir, DX2 Liberation at 78, Shin Megami Tensei on iOS 72, 79 for Nocturne HD Remastered on PC, 76. Shin Megami Tensei V is looking extremely good. Shin Megami Tensei V is the highest rated game in the series. Let's go! I'm excited. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm really hyped. I cannot wait to give you guys my thoughts on Shin Megami Tensei V. I've been playing a lot of the game. I'm doing everything in the game. And my review will be spoilers free coming out next week. I honestly can't say more, so please don't DM me. I cannot answer questions, anything. The embargo is strict, and I want Atlas on my side. So thank you all so much for watching. Thanks to all the reviewers who gave the game a great score. I'm happy, and for those who didn't enjoy the game, it's fair. And honestly, the articles that have negative scores aren't too bad. I read most of them, and they're still well written. Lots of Persona comparisons, but that was to be expected. So thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. Have a great day. Subscribe, notification bell, because I have so much content coming for you guys on Shin Megami Tensei. Thank you for your massive support. We also just reached 8,000 subscribers just a little over a year after the creation of the channel, and this is mind-blowing to me. So thank you for your support. I love every single one of you guys. Have a great day. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.